It's beautiful to come to the 10th tree of testing, if you like, in the Abraham narratives, and to see the journey of transformation that Abraham goes on from that first time where God calls him and he goes, but he takes Lot with him, through a number of different stories where tragically he lies or he cheats or he deceives out of fear, keeps holding on to that plan B, and different aspects of suffering and death come through his practices. We see one case where Abraham and Sarah are promised to be, if you like, the mother and father of a nation through whom God will restore the nations, but they have no children of their own. And Sarah says, why don't you sleep with my Egyptian slave Hagar? At least build a son, a family, a legacy through him. This would have been common practice in the ancient Near East, but it is not God's wisdom, it's human wisdom. And tragically, they do. Hagar produces a son, Ishmael, who is deeply loved. He becomes a leader, but he's not the son of the promise. And there's all sorts of distress and discord as a result of this human act. And then Abraham and Sarah, though, are promised again, some 25 years after they originally called from Canaan. Abraham's 99 by now. You will be the mother and father of a child. I will enable you to parent a child, and through that child, my light to the nations, my way of faith, my Edenic ideal will be recovered, because it's the way of faith, not the way of human wisdom. They both laugh in self-protection, but a year later they laugh in breakthrough, because incredibly, Sarah has produced a son, and they call him Isaac, which means laughter. But now Isaac is in his adolescence, and God invites Abraham to the deepest moment of testing of all. Will he sacrifice his son, his beloved son, not only the one he loves, but also the one through whom God's promise that he's been waiting on for 25 years will be fulfilled? And Abraham has come to a place of such confidence in the goodness of God, such trust. We see a hint of it in Hebrews, a letter written a lot later in the New Testament. He believed in the God of the resurrection. He believed Isaac could be raised from the dead. He'd come to a place of such confidence in plan A, in God's goodness, in God's wisdom, in the Edenic ideal of partnership with God, that he said yes, he would sacrifice and surrender his son. And at the last minute, God provides a sheep in a bush on a mountain. I will provide. You don't need to sacrifice your son. In fact, I'm not like the other gods who do require child sacrifice. I do all the heavy lifting. I come in human form. I sacrifice myself for you. The messianic hope is right here. Yahweh will come in human form to recover the mountaintop experience of Eden through himself being executed on a tree, on a mountain, in that very near that spot, some 2,000 years later. And this is wisdom for us today. Will we trust God with the most deepest, most vulnerable, most powerful thing about us? The thing that we even think he's given us. Will we trust him and keep surrendering and keep walking in plan A, which is total childlike trust and confidence and partnership with God? Will we come through like Abraham to a place where we can finally ditch plan B and only live the life of faith, only live with plan A, recovering Eden, intimacy with God in our walk with him?